Hi everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. So the COVID inquiry come to the conclusion that these lockdowns never worked. It was too little, too late. And of course, who we got to thank for that? Buffoon Boris. Boris Johnson, who was Prime Minister at the time, and his rest of his incompetent ministers. Not only blame Boris, but also blame that Matt Hancock, who was Health Secretary at the time. So it's come to conclusion that COVID ruined everybody's lives, which it did. Everybody said at the time that wearing these masks and social distancing would never work, and it didn't. They said these masks would work, and of course, like good citizens, we were forced into wearing them and forced into social distancing. I mean, every time you went into a supermarket or a shop anywhere, you had to stand 2 meters apart from anybody. I mean, how ridiculous was that? Who come up with that daft idea? It was probably these so-called experts and the likes of Professor Whitty and the other one, the other, the other one. What was his name? The other one. I forgot his name now. But these so-called experts come up with these ridiculous rules, and of course Boris, well, he had to go along with it. And of course, we all know that he caught COVID as well, didn't he? But it's come to the conclusion that it was the lockdown too late. I mean, look at these lockdowns, what they did to everybody. Nobody could see members of their family. They couldn't go out to restaurants or even to the cinema. Even the cinemas closed after close. I mean, it ruined people's lives, and of course it ruined the economy. I don't think they thought of what it was going to do to the economy. These lockdowns we were going in, we was one minute we was in one lockdown, and then we come out of one, and then the next thing we knew where we was in another one. And of course, we was in lockdown one Christmas, wasn't we? That ruined Christmas for everybody. Thanks, Boris, for ruining everybody's Christmas that year. But yes, I mean, it ruined everybody's lives. I mean, nobody could go and see anybody. They had to stop at home. I mean, if they wanted, if anybody was in hospital and they got COVID, nobody could go and see anybody. They was forbidden from going to see anybody. And you couldn't visit anybody, any relatives. If they had got it, they couldn't go to visit them. We either had to talk to them on the telephone to ask them how they was, if you could phone them. And of course, it ruined everybody's lives. And look what it did, ruined mental health as well. People had to work from home in the offices. Mind you, these office workers loved that, didn't they? They loved it when they was told they could work from home. They hadn't got to go into the office because of COVID. They loved that, and some of them are still working from home now. They don't want to go back to work in the office, do they? And of course, you've got to think of the schools as well. The school children, how it affected them mentally. They had to stay at home, didn't they, as well? They had to take lessons from their teachers. in their homes when they was at home. But yes, it ruined everybody's lives, and like I've said, you can thank Boris for this, buffoon Boris. I mean, we all remember Boris, don't we? When in the 2019 election, before COVID started in 2020, he was withheld for his charms, and he held an election, didn't he, of December of that year? And of course, like idiots, we voted for him. He conned us into voting for him, just like Starmer did last year in last year's general election. It's a good job he did become Prime Minister. Everybody dreaded the thought of Jeremy Corbyn winning the election and becoming Prime Minister. But that's not what this video's about. It's about COVID and the conclusions it's come to. Yes, it ruined everybody's lives. And we're still paying for it now. We haven't fully recovered from it. I mean, you had the media. They went along with everything the government told them. Government propaganda. You had that. You had Kay Burley, Sky News. She was a lockdown fanatic. She was. She wanted us to go into harder lockdowns faster and further. In other words, she wanted us to be in lockdown forever. I mean, we all know she's a lefty. Same on the BBC. BBC as well. They were the same. Channel 4, ITN. You had them. And also on Channel 4, they all went along with it. Really, there should be somebody should look into the role of the media in their role in when we had COVID. They should look into it. The lefty media, like I've said, the likes of Sky News, BBC, ITN News, Channel 4, and even Channel 5. And let's not forget all the others. I mean, we were forced into having the COVID jabs. We had to have them. We were forced into having them. But yes, it ruined everybody's lives. And of course, nobody's taking any responsibility for it. Boris is sitting pretty. And you had Matt Hancock. He's another one. And of course, we had Jeremy Hunt. He was health secretary as well. There was rumours going around that he wanted to drag people out of their homes if they had COVID and force them into put into hospitals. I don't know how that was going to be done. That was one of the silly ideas they come up with. Well, anyway, that's the end of this video. The politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.